All right, welcome back to part 2 of our plyometric and conditioning series of videos. This one's going to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more advanced, but let's jump in. All right, for this movement, we're going to go back to some lateral movement under control. So again, start slow, control your body, and build up as you feel comfortable and if you're able to do so. So we're going to start outside of our workspace for this one. And this one's really going to channel control and balance on one leg as we move through our workspace. The goal is to move quickly through and stop yourself, pause, change directions. So that's what makes it challenging, is the changing directions, controlling yourself on one leg, and the speed comes later, okay? So both feet out of the box, both feet are gonna go back in, but then only one foot is hitting the other side of our workspace. So ideally you should probably start balancing on one leg just to keep it even throughout, okay? So you're gonna start like so, and then you're gonna work through 1, 2, out, okay? 1, 2, out. Okay, for the next movement, you might need a little bit more space in front of you, but not too much more. So we're gonna work on power production for this one, jumping off both feet, body control, moving forward and backwards in our workspace. If you have a full ladder, you can keep working through the ladder. You would skip one, back one, skip one, back one. So you're still moving forward ultimately, but with that forward and back transition throughout the ladder. In this case, we're gonna skip one, back 1, 2, skip 1, 1, 2, and transition that way, just because we're gonna pretend we're working in a small area, okay? So again, start slow, work on jumping off with both feet, body control in that transition from forward to back is crucial, okay? And eventually changing or working on improving the speed of that transition is what's gonna get you better and more bouncy, more plyometric with your movements, more explosive with your movements. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna skip back into it and then back out of it. Okay, so notice I'm not fully jumping out of that work zone because it's gonna be harder to work your way through. So my body's almost staying centered over the work zone as I transition through it. All right, moving on to the next one. We're gonna go back in our work zone. Both feet are starting in. If you're into dancing, it's gonna be a 4-count movement, if you will. You can count it out in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're coming in. So it will make a little bit more sense as I go a little quicker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so on the 4th one, you're stepping out and then back in. 1, 2, 3. So again, my body is staying in that work zone. I'm not coming out with each step. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for this one, we gotta switch, right? So we gotta go the other way. All right, that wraps up this video. If this is the first time doing plyometrics or any kind of dynamic movement like that, hope you enjoyed it. Probably learned something about yourself and your ability to move a little bit. Gives you a nice foundation to go from and retest yourself, keep consistent with it, and I promise you, you'll get better, quicker, and feeling stronger.